AKA good streaming. That's totally fine. I'm just gonna mute you anyways. That's a pretty respectable base you got there. I see that you're mining your own base for ore, though. You can also go on caravan expeditions, just land in a random rocky area and mine that too. Sure. To build what? So those are for different things. Caravans are when you go to the world map and be like, yo, I want to send these 3 people somewhere. Yep, you definitely want to try to train some pack animals too. Your animal list seems short. But they're nice because they can carry lots of things. I don't think you need the last 2. So you can use pod launchers if you want to set up like 2 bases and trade between them, for example. But you don't need to do that. You can also just send some dudes out and then have them come back. Like they can set up camp. Well, so it's a whole second base, but it's transient. Or if you want. So in other words, here's the way that I've often seen it done. You get like 4 guys. You have them have some pack animals, some pemmican, some hay, you know, enough stuff to last them a bit. You send them like 4 tiles away into a rocky area. You set up like a shed. You put some beds in there. You give them orders to mine out the mountain, and you check on them for 3 minutes. You know, just to make sure they're not dead yet. Yes, but like you still get alerts for it, so it's not like a. You don't have to like switch games or whatever. Like you get alerts from the other thing, and it jumps between them with no loads, so it's not like a massive suffering. Yeah, I mean you can have 2 bases if you want. Like that's totally a thing you can do. But that seems hard. One sec. Basically, caravans are neat. Did you do all the research? You can see their properties if you click on one. Carrying capacity. How's that guy fucking your air conditioner? Oh, okay. That's fair. Make sure you have food for them. They'll eat kibble, yeah. If you want to launch a ship into space, yeah, you need to research that. It's a win condition. Yeah, the sad thing is the best way to mine is pretty much to binary search. Binary search. Just cut a line into the mountain, and then just kind of cutting it in half until you're bored. I think in real life they have like scanners. But in real life, yeah, they draw grids and shit. Yeah, once you get the scanner, you can set that up and then put the drill over an ore thing, and it'll just pull ore out of the ground. You might need to research it. Bajingo. Sounds like you got bazonged. Have you seen the Big Bang Theory slot machine? It's pretty good if you don't want to die. A couple times, yeah. Oh, is that an indoor weed farm you got going on there? No. You should just, you should grow smoke leaf. But he's okay with that? Oh, well that's different than what I said. They don't usually do that directly. No, he'll pass out and then you can feed him when he's in the hospital bed. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm this is what I'm talking about, to be clear. How do you think you force feed somebody who's unconscious? You install the expansion pack. Or the DLC, as it were. How's it going, Doc Stove? How's your small human device? Oh, or some might say, how's the Doc Steve expansion pack? It so I have bad news, Hobbs. It takes a lot of corpses to make a piece of chem fuel. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, but I'm just saying you're gonna need a lot of corpses. It also seems like getting to the point where you might need to install some mods. There's a lot of strong mods in this game, like a lot of bionics upgrade mods you can get that make the bionic system a lot more expanded. I mean, look, if you don't give everybody on your base a bionic spine, what are you doing? Bionic spines are cool because they make your everything better. I mean, you can put an AI core into people's brains if they have brain damage. Well, it's a consciousness buff, so if they have brain damage and their consciousness is 0, you can give them an AI, which gives them plus 50 consciousness or something, and then they are no longer brain damaged. It is unclear whose personality they have, but that's not really that's an implementation detail. That's not something that such an overseer, such as yourself, needs to worry about. Look, I mean, they're brain damaged. You might as well do something with that brain, or, brain hole. You should totally do a cannibal start at some point. People will buy organs, but not for a great price. Well, let me rephrase that. People will buy corpses, but not for a great price. If you can actually specifically harvest the organs, they will pay more. But people need to be alive when you do that. You cannot harvest organs from dead people. Tell me about it, but I didn't make the rules. Well, no, what you do is you wound them, and then you take them back to your base for processing. Also, I like your skull cave. It would be interesting, though, to have a colony where that was founded by a cannibal and only contained psychopaths. Not necessarily. Psychopaths just don't care when you, dismember human. Or butcher human-like. In this game, psychopaths are not, they're like, apathetics, more so than they are, like, murder men. They're just more like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. It's funny how much easier it is to snipe in Fortnite than it is in PUBG. But at the same time, it's not necessarily easy, because there still is bullet travel. Just, not drop. Oh yeah, I think that's worth mentioning is that if your colonists are ever in X withdrawal, they get like a minus 45 mood penalty. Well, people really don't like being in, like, say, opiate withdrawal or amphetamine withdrawal. That's not what they signed up for when they decided to start taking opiates. They weren't sitting there going, like, I can't wait till withdrawal kicks in. Well, you can also set up drug policies. Well, you can say, like, for example, everybody needs to carry 6 uses of speed on them at all times and use them once every 4 hours. And that's the policy. You wouldn't want to violate policy. I forget what thing that's under. Maybe it's when you click on people it shows up. But yeah, there's totally a drug policy menu. Also, if you ever find any Luciferium, don't let people take it. Extremely important that you do not let people take it. Have you seen Luciferium yet? Do you know what it does? Okay. Well, you're not dead. You go through Luciferium withdrawal, and then you die. So to be specific, you're miserable, and then you die. I think Luciferium withdrawal is like minus 90 or something. It's the worst because there's self-replicating robots tearing you apart from the inside. You can get a mod that adds a bunch of cool random quests to the world, including one that lets you find a pill that cures Luciferium addiction, and also find a special casket that you can use to revive the dead at the cost of a lot of Luciferium and giving them Luciferium addiction. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's the whole point, and then you can turn him into a robot. Well, no, I mean, like, he's still got all these flesh bits that you can replace with bionics. Because think about it. If he was made out of... He probably didn't die with bionics, because he probably can't die with bionics, because they're insanely good. If you ever build a bionics workbench, take a note of the fact that there are different ribs you can install, and you've got a lot of ribs. So you can get ribs that give you, like, adrenaline shots, and, like, you can replace all of your ribs with adrenaline ribs, and then you can get tight. Yes. And you also probably want, like, one painkiller, like, aka opiate rib, that just constantly doses you with a small amount of morphine. Which makes things not hurt so much, but it slows you down a little bit, which is what you need the adrenaline ribs to counteract. I'm not making any of this up. Have you learned about cave-ins yet, by the way? Okay. Good. Yeah, that's why you need those pillars. They're important. They're not random. They're, I think it's 3 unsupported, 4 unsupported tiles, something like that. 5? I don't remember. Maybe it's 5. There's a certain number of tiles you can have before it's unsupported. And then caves in. The max room size is 12 by 12, but if you replace any of the walls in that 12 by 12 room, it will become a 12 by 13 room briefly, and bad things will happen. So if you stick to 10 by 10, you'll be fine. Which I think is probably why it's 12 by 12, because, like, that's a 10 by 10 room with nice walls on each side. Be right back. So you just trying to build a spaceship? Okay. Okay, so you're not necessarily trying to make this the good base. Yeah. So you want some tips? Your base should have a kill box. Just a clear entrance that is basically a big field with gun turrets. And that thing should only have like a narrow, skinny corridor entrance to it, and then an open field where they get gunned down. You kind of have to design your base around it, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing is, if you can do it and get it so that they have like a single file entrance, the guns can focus fire on the first dude. This is one of those things that matters more on a harder difficulty than it does on like the normal one. Mm-hmm. Those guys you need to take care of by just fucking giving them the gun. But they're not the majority of your threats. They are threats, don't get me wrong, but they're not like the biggest threat that you'll face. I would worry more about the dudes with the other things. The guns that show up all the time forever. Just like the guys who drop in the pods, or like just the people who generally show up and are just like, ah, I'm so mad, grr, attack. Those guys don't usually try to tunnel. They can, but... Okay, that's kind of neat. So Fortnite lets you put down defender pads, which will summon one of your inactive heroes to just stand there and kind of defend the ramparts. Yeah, and you can drop them weapons and ammo. Actually, I think you just need to drop them weapons. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, definitely need to feed them ammo. It's kind of neat, though. That is an idea that I approve of. I mean, yeah, don't you? You don't like the rabbit boom rats for some reason? Sounds like the voice of fear. I wonder how crap at aiming these guys are. Smoke leaf every day. Oh man, it's the explosive boys. That's not good. Man, the Splatoon soundtrack is stuck in my head right now. Have you heard any of the Splatoon songs? I literally don't know how to categorize them into genres. I don't know that that's accurate.
Are we all listening to trip hop?
How would you categorize the Splatoon songs, Jiski?
Future reggaeton.
I think a lot of them are Squid Rock.
Squid hop, probably.
So yeah, Squid Hop, if I could buy that.
Yeah, I also bought the Aerospray MG and I'm using that in Turf War.
It's pretty good at Turf War, it turns out.
It's like, what if it does the same as the default gun, but a lot faster and better?
The minigun is really good if your team is not garbage. I think it's impossible to carry your team with it. But if your team like can kind of cover your back, you can stand on a perch kind of like a charger, but put out way more turf.
I mean, I played against a couple games where people took the high ground with those and were fucking shit up.
Yeah. But like if you can get up near them, they're kind of trash.
Alright, I'm ready to play Splatoon X, PUBG.
I would do a PUBG after this round of Fortnite, I guess. It'll be like 5 minutes max. Not a big deal.
My fucking Switch is right here, I don't care.
You want me to take longer? You gotta play Splat. Have you gotten ranked yet?
No, I'm not even level 10 yet. We're playing a shitload of stand run.
I just hit 10 before taking a break today.
I think me and my friend are gonna probably play Salmon Run a bunch together.
Is it fun?
Like that mode. Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, it's just 4-player co-op basically.
Yeah, but you don't get to frag people.
You do, except they're all AI.
One of these days when Gears of War is like $10, you should buy it and we should play Horde mode, because Horde mode in Gears of War is really good. Just saying. And it's on PC, you don't even have to go buy a fucking Xbox, which I don't think I could ask you to do in good conscience.
Man, I don't even want to play first player mode, I just need to get it, like the shit that it unlocks.
What's it unlock?
All the coupons and shit for more XP and money per level.
Oh, can you unlock those repeatedly, or just once?
I think once, but like each level is gated behind, or it gives you more of them. I think, I don't know.
How do you get them after single player's done, though?
It's a tough question to answer.
I kind of wish the Aerospray had different specials, though.
I kind of wish I didn't have a Pro Controller to know how bad the fucking Joy-Cons are to play with.
I kind of wonder if that's part of the reason a lot of people didn't like Splatoon 1, is just like the gamepad is not as good as a controller. Like, the map is better, but like, you're just twisting this fucking plate.
I mean, the map is so much better that it is okay with me.
The thing is, though, like, there is zero reason they couldn't put a mini-map on the game. Zero reason whatsoever. And they didn't, because I don't know. I have no idea why. Like, it baffles me that that game doesn't have a minimap. Like, you have to make a conscious effort to flip the map on and off to see if somebody's inking behind you. Which, like, I get that that required you to look down in the last game, but, like, your peripheral vision is not bad as a human being. And you can tell, like, oh, there's purple shit appearing.
Yeah, purple shit just like in real life.
Also, the ink in single player looks way better. It's got that cool glitter in it.
What I really want is, like, just a mount to suction cup to my wall to hold the Switch screen, like, 5 inches away from my face when I'm sitting here at my desk. That'd be fucking sick.
Why don't you just plug it into your computer?
What do I need, a USB-C to HDMI or something?
I mean, that's what you would need if Nintendo followed the specifications of the standard. It said you need some fucked up thing that pretends to be a dock. They're coming out with one in like a month or so, I think. Like Nyko or somebody.
Well, if Kyle was here, he'd say that's how you spell RC.
Well, because, like, you know, the USB-C spec does allow for HDMI, and it does allow for power, and Nintendo totally does that, except for the part where they check to make sure it's their serial number before doing anything. Which, like, turns out that's not what standards do. But it also turns out that you can lie about your serial number because YOLO. It's funny reading the Google USB guide just to kind of get really mad about people who do things like that. Because he wants everybody to follow the USB-C standard and then just do a good job and everything will be great. I mean, there are standards compliant things and they work pretty nice, but...
Yeah, but if you're Samsung, you don't want to use them.
Because they're expensive. The thing with the USB-C standard is it's kind of like, oh yeah, this will be a great place to be in like 5 years when these things are cheaper, but like, making a USB-C hub is actually impossible. Like, to make a USB-C hub, it would need a touchscreen and a routing matrix. Which, to admit, would be cool, but like... Well, because it's bidirectional, right? So it's like, well, what's powering what, who's connecting to who, etc. I mean, how are you else going to route the connections? But they're not physical, like, their connections are always bidirectional no matter what you're doing, it's just a conceptual thing. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a touchscreen, but it's also going to have, like, cyberpunk things on it. So you're going to be like, I'm trying to hack into the system, but the routing matrix won't let me. These guys just sitting there fucking with USB hub, and all the kids in 2020 are like, this is stupid as hell. Well, you know, I mean, plugging a USB device upside down, you know, it's frustrating, but what if that was, like, what if we did that in software instead of hardware? That's kind of what I'm saying. But it's a software hammer. It's a conceptual hammer. It makes me happy that every time I win a mission it says the share zone. It's good.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, the name of my town in Fortnite is the share zone.
That's rich.
It's a place you can get together and share loot.
I hate how I can't just fucking say, okay, show me the next level now in single player, and I have to go fucking searching for it.
I mean, you liked Mario, right? Here's Mario.
Also, I'm launching the other game.
Yeah. Just finished my Fortnite.